Hello, it's Philip Taylor speaking from Richmond Green Chambers in London. Now, today I'm looking at an excellent book which has come to us from Edward Elgar Publishing. It's called European Intellectual Property Law. It's been edited by Jan Rosen. Apologies for the pronunciation. It's part of the Edward Elgar Publishing Critical Concepts in Intellectual Property Law series. It's a first-class book available online as well as a publication. We'll have a look at the book in a moment. Elizabeth and I talked about this book and we came up with a title for our book review of the following: For International and Global Lawyers, the International Perspective on IP Law, Intellectual Property Law. Let's look at the book first. As I say, that's the front page. You can see a nice light bulb. You see that there again, that is part of the series, it's number 13 in the series. There is the spine, it's the hardback, this book, and there is the back of the book there. See a lot of detail, and you can see the information concerning the online access, if that's what you are looking for. The back of the book, 640 odd pages. There we go, we're right at the back there. There's no index, so you are actually going to be a little bit stuck if you're looking for any particular information, because you're going to have to go to the front of the book. So we've got the front of the book, that is the actual front page, as you can see there, and that's the list of the books in the series Critical Concepts in Intellectual Property Law. You can see a large number involved. And as I said, you've then got a detailed selection of the context split into parts, and then chapters from the parts. There we go, we run through there. And then you've got a large number of acknowledgements. The total number of parts is 5, and there are 27 chapters in total. Then after the acknowledgements for all of the quotes taken, you've then got the introduction. And you can see the structure of the book. As I say, there's no index, so it's slightly different the way it's actually organised. You have got a lot of tables. You do have some footnoting in some of the chapters, but you can see that a lot of the information is taken. It's looking specifically at a wide variety of European IP laws. What he's done at the beginning is he's actually put the notes at the back, and then after that you've got the various parts. Part 1 being intellectual property. Then this is an extract from one of the various articles taken. This one's from Herman Cohen Jehoram, and that's on the EU Copyright Directives, Economics and Authors' Rights. So very, very detailed information, and that's really the way it's run all the way through. You can see some substantial copywriting, and you've got another sample there and so on. And so there we go, you've got a very useful, effectively what I would call compendium, if you like, of information about European IP law, and based effectively on taking the very learned and detailed research submissions from leaders in the field. This is what we say: if you're an IP practitioner or advisor wishing to familiarise yourself with, say, a wider spectrum of contemporary academic thinking on European intellectual property law, then this book, which is a recent title from Elgar, offers an impressive overview. It's divided into 5 sections, which I've indicated, and the book features the insights and expert commentary of 29 prominent contributors, all experts in IP law who collectively and comprehensively cover most aspects of intellectual property law in the European legal framework. Now, we don't have actual details on the individual contributors at the front, and there's no index at the back, but the detail about them is contained in the various chapters. Yes, the UK is leaving the European Union, but don't let Brexit bother you unduly. The process of extricating ourselves from the European Union will be a protracted one, quite clearly, and in the meantime a book like this will be very useful, we think, both before and after Brexit, because we really don't know what the long-term implications are going to be of this unfortunate decision, as I see it. Also, consider that intellectual property law itself has become predominantly international in nature and will, of course, remain so, having assumed increasing significance in a globalised world. We basically have to take certainly recognition of that, and bear in mind the fact that we have global markets, and we will therefore have to start looking in terms of trade and all aspects of our dealings with other countries, not as a member state of the EU, but as an independent state. And that is some ask, frankly, but there we go. The starting point, anyway, of this volume, says the editor Jan Rosen, is the big three of IP law. That's patents, trademarks and copyright. As the book expounds in details upon these key themes, it provides itself useful and informative information for students, yet by no means is it a book for novices. You do have to have a reasonable amount of understanding of the subject matter to follow what is actually being said, because these articles and the actual individual contributions are very detailed and are actually quite specialist. Therefore, as a work of reference, it's indeed a worthy addition to Elgar's Critical Concepts in International Property Law, the series with the stated purpose of which is to bring together the most compelling scholarly research in the sphere of intellectual property law, and they do just that. Interestingly, this series is edited under the direction of Robert R. Mergs, who's director of the Berkeley, I must get it right, Center for Law and Technology at the University of California at Berkeley. I should remember that because my wife went there, so I must get it right. In all, the book contains 27 articles drawn from well-known and authoritative transatlantic and European sources. So there's a broad spectrum of opinion and insight here in one convenient volume. In fact, the book takes you further afield than the three main areas of IP law, containing as it does additional discussions on such areas as trade secrets, database and industrial design, and much more. For example, there's an intriguing article on function, art and fashion. Do we need the EU design law? The discussion here centres on the concepts of design, artwork and functionality, which for intellectual property lawyers can prove difficult indeed. Let me conclude by saying that with its extensive footnotes throughout, the book therefore should be considered a valuable source of reference material for further reading. I didn't find it the easiest thing to navigate, I will say that. Often, though, it is just part of a series of research materials you look at, and it offers interested students and specialist practitioners the opportunity and the ability to gain a wider and more detailed perspective on IP issues. So thank you very much to all the people involved in this. Elgar is to be congratulated as usual for producing a first-class, high-quality, high-level publication, which adds to the overall debate and understanding that we have of IP law. And the publication date is cited at 2016. Let's just have a quick look at the book again. The front cover, there we go. Then there's the side, the spine there, and then the back. And you can see there are some quotes. There's actually a couple of quotes there as well from various people. I think it's a very good book, but as I said, just opening it right in the middle, you can see immediately it's got a lot of detail in. It's not something that is easy. This is the doctrine of equivalence and the European Patent Convention. So it's very much a specialist publication for many people. Of course, you've got a lot of articles taken from the various academic volumes. And again, a very wide range of very detailed information. For instance, here we go. This is the one on chapter 21, written again. You can see how it's structured. It's written by a person, and the details about the person are given lower down. And you'll find the actual bibliography at the back of each of the chapters. Well, thank you very much to Elgar and to Jan Rosen and all the people involved for an excellent publication on European IP law. Bye-bye.